So the pros and cons of a casement window, probably one of the single biggest benefits of a casement window is unabated glass. Like the windows that you're seeing behind me are picture windows, non-opening or fixed casements. They don't operate. But the difference in appearance between a non-opening window and a casement window is very, very subtle. There's not a big difference there because it's solid glass, top to bottom, side to side. It's unabated glass, so you have the full view. The other benefit of a casement is it can crank open, so you can have, I can't say the whole opening, but the vast majority of the whole opening on a casement window allows airflow. So you get maximum airflow with casement windows. In the old days, and still a lot of our competitors, the casement window is hinged on the corner. So like if you're outside, I'm inside. When it cranks out from the corner. So like if you have a hinge right casement and from the inside, so we call it a hinge right, and it cranks out, well, if the wind's out of this direction, that's stopping the wind. On our hardware, we have a hardware system called washable hardware so that when it cranks in, it's not hinged on the corner, it's hinged in a few inches off of that. So it cranks open so that you have an opening on both sides of the window if you extend the casement out enough. And the reason we did this was it's designed so that it's washable from the inside. On casement windows in the old days, you had to go out on a ladder or hang outside and risk your life trying to clean the outside of the window, which we don't advise. With the washable hardware, you can literally do it from the safety and security of the inside of the home. You can clean both sides of the window, outside and inside, from the inside of the home without risking your life. But the other benefit of that is you can actually extend it open enough so that you can get ventilation whether the wind's out of the right or out of the left. It's going to get into the house and give you some ventilation. So you have maximum ventilation, maximum glass space. The downside, how about that? Somebody telling you something bad about the product. It's a mechanized window. It's a geared window. And mechanized geared windows are a little more expensive than a gravity window because of the mechanism. And I will tell you, there's several different levels of mechanism grades. It's just like lumber. You can buy really cheap lumber or really good lumber. With our mechanism, we buy the highest end mechanism on the market. It's not cheap pot metal, so it doesn't break, it doesn't crack. I go into people's homes all the time where they have casement windows and they're like, I hate my casement windows. And you're like, why? And they're like, you can't open any of them. And if you get them open, you can't close them because the hardware's broken. Then somebody has to go outside and push it in and da-da-da-da. Well, it's because they have really cheap hardware. With ours, it has very high-end hardware and it has a fantastic warranty on it. And so we don't have issues like that. And then in the old days, casement handles used to stick up all the time out of the way, out in the air. So they're in the way with your mini blinds and stuff like that. Now we have collapsible handles and they fold down and disappear into the pedestal. And so they're out of the way. They're far more attractive. They doesn't affect your mini blinds or anything like that. So I mean, in my opinion, casement's one of the best operating windows we offer. And so, I mean, people will mix windows. You can have casements, picture windows, sliding windows, double hungs. It's, just look at your house. You have all kinds of windows in your house now. It's just whatever you like. So the casement window, the screen is on the inside. Some people love that because when they pull up to their house, they're not seeing screens on the outside. Some people prefer the screens on the outside. So that's an opinion thing. The screens are removable. You don't have to leave them on. We have lots of customers that will take the screens off, particularly in the winter, so that they can look out and not have to look through the screen. But in the summer, they have these two windows they open or whatever, and they'll put the screen back up on it. The screen system on most casements is terrible. It's a cheap aluminum frame that can bend and twist and warp, and it doesn't seal right, and you got daylight and gaps around it where bugs are coming through. Ours is a high-end extruded aluminum frame, and it marries, which is a nice way to say that it fits tight to the window so that there's no daylight coming around it, which means there's no bugs coming around it. And it's very easy to remove. You don't have to fight it getting it in and out like on a lot of windows because it's designed to be removed if you want to, and it's easy to put back in if you want to.